Hi, I'm Neha. In this video, I'm going to explain about the logistic regression using a dataset which I have downloaded from the kaggle.com. And in this, I have took this insurance.csv, which contains the rows and columns as these. I have downloaded this insurance.csv and I have uploaded it on my Jupyter notebook. And in the code, firstly, we need to import all the libraries which we need. I have imported pandas, numpy, and matplotlib.pyplot and cbond. And next we have to read the data from the CSV file provided into the pandas data frame by using this command. And dot head is used to display the topmost entries in the data set. If we do not mention any number of rows to display, it displays by default, it displays the top 5 entries. And we use this is null command to detect the missing values for an array-like object. This function takes a scalar or array-like object and indicates whether the values are missing or not. And for the data analysis, to find the missing data, we use a heat map. We use cbond to create a simple heat map to check whether there is any missing data or not. And it will be identified by a different color in the respective column for where the data is missing. In this, it's showing in the yellow color. In the age column, the data is missing. And we use this count plot to show the count of the observations in each categorical bin using these bars. A count plot can be thought of as a histogram across a categorical instead of the quantitative variable. And we use this white grid. It is same as the count plot, but here we use this white grid for the better appearance. In cbond, HUE parameter determines in which the column in the data frame should be used for the color encoding. And here we used this HUE for the sex to show that male and female in different colors. It showed in blue and orange for female and male in this. And then we use this palette is equals to rainbow attribute to show with the different colors. And this hist, it shows a histogram of the body mass index. And this is a count plot between the count plot of the smoker, yes or no. And this data analysis for the histogram, this is for the age. And for data cleaning, we use a box plot command, which shows the distribution of the quantitative data in a way that facilitates the comparisons between the variables and the variables or the across levels of a categorical variable. The box shows the quartiles of the data set, which while the whiskers extend the show of the rest of the distribution, except for the points that are determined by the to be the outliers using a method that is a function of interquartile range. And we define a Python function. If the person has 0 children, then we'll be returning the age as 31. And if they have 1 children, the age will be 52. If it's like, but randomly we'll generate some values for the missing data. This, after filling the null values in the data set, the data is cleaned and now all the null values are filled. And if we try the heat map command again, we'll find that there's no missing data in the data set. That means our data set is clean and there's no null values in our data set. And now converting the categorical features, we use this dot info to, it shows the information of the data set, like the number of columns, the data type, and the count. For example, here age is having the float 64 and sex is having the object. These are the different data types. And now we have to drop all the data types which are having object. After dropping, before dropping, we actually create a dummy data set from our main data set for this sex and smoker and region in this, which are the objects as the data type, and then we drop all those. And now our data set doesn't contain all those after dropping that. And now we have to test and train our logistical. We need to create a model, and then we have to divide the data into test and train. And here I have divided my data into 30% for the test and 70% for the training. And we need to import the logistic regression from the sklearn.linear model library. After importing, we create a log model which and a fit, and then X-train and Y-train. We need to fit the X-train and Y-train, and now predict the log model for that X test. After prediction from this sklearn.metrics, we use this classification report, and we can check all the precisions, recalls, and F1 score using this classification report. In this, we can find this accuracy, macro average, and weighted average as output. And I have done another one, which is a student grade prediction. I have took the same CSV file again from the Kaggle, and I have run. I have imported all the libraries, and I have read the CSV file into this pandas data frame, and then I have created a heat map which shows the missing data and count plots. And I have cleaned the data by dropping all the unnecessary columns, which has the object as the data type. And now here, after this box plot and the Python code I have created, now the data is cleaned. After this, I have divided it into test and train, same as that, 30% and 70%, and imported logistic regression. And again, I have created a fit into X-train and Y-train, and I have predicted the X test. And then I have imported this classification report, which gives the accuracy, macro average, and weighted average.